Hi Taurus, welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. This is your higher frequency love reading is what I'm calling it. I don't really know what it's gonna morph into, where it's gonna go. I just know I needed to start somewhere after having, I think it started on the 3rd of July and then over the 3rd and 4th and the 5th where the full moon happened. Just those days there were really transformative for me, and it's almost like, and I don't want to sound arrogant or that I'm looking down upon the normal people, but I do, but it's like I can't go back to do the everyday 3D version of love readings anymore. It's like everything is evolving and revolving around the spiritual growth, and therefore the love readings has to be that way also, or I can't do them at all. But there's the intention is on love and the new way of loving one another and a new way of meeting one another and what we're stepping into now and what we're moving away from. So that's why I call it the new frequency love. I'm claiming a lot of expressions here that I almost feel a bit like, can I do that? Can I say those things? It's like I don't have anything to back that up with, but that is just sheer defensiveness, because if somebody's having a comment about it, I'm not suggesting anything. I'm not calling it anything. I just know coming up to a higher light, coming up in the higher level that we're all doing right now, and especially if you're drawn to this channel and if you're awaken and you're on that path where you really know yourself and you know where you're going, there's going to be a new way that you're going to interact with other people. There's going to be a new way of having a new romantic partner in your life, and I think it's due to you not just having dinner together. It's what will you spiritually do for your community? What will your coming together cause for ripple effects onto the world? It's it's a higher calling, it's a higher meaning, it's a different kind of love. It's more delicious than anything ever before. It doesn't take away our physical pleasures and it's just another level of it. And okay, so I was like, okay, so how do I do this? Do I just skip them, or do I just, and then I got this okay, I can just do your Taurus reading with the normal cards from the beginning, normal cards, because the other cards are so not normal. And then I wanted to have a quiet moment to sort of reset the energy, go back to the blueprint, go back to the frequency you had when you entered into this world. Not to say that hasn't shifted, because you have grown so much at this stage in your life, no matter what your age. The matter of the vibration that you now have achieved. So you've come really, really far, but it's also let's strip away everything you learned up until this point, what love was supposed to be, sort of just reboot everything and just trust your own climbing up the ladder in terms of your light, and then attract from that light what it is that you're seeking. And so I'm going to start with these cards, and then I have this other beautiful deck that I used a bit in the past, and then for some reason I didn't use it for a while, and then I want to use it again. Mystical Wisdom, absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to draw 14 cards, and I'm going to explain why. 14 cards that I'm going to show you in silence. I'm not going to talk about them. I'm just going to have you sit with the intention to go back to your blueprint, to strip away everything that doesn't belong anymore, to sort of climb up to just come higher up in the energy, so that you can connect in with your now love. Call it soulmate, call it new frequency mate, call it what you will. For me, it's just a matter of 1 + 1 = whatever you want. Is you reach a certain level of light, and you're going to start to attract a certain level of light. That's just physics or whatever. So why 14? So 12 for me, number 12 for me is all about the masculine. Number 13 for me is all about the feminine. And then if you listened to me before, and I don't know if I brought this out in each sign, I just know that lately I've been talking about number 14, and I've even, without even understanding it myself, I've said, if I were to be in love with a number, I would be in love with number 14. I would choose 14 to be in love with because it's so gorgeous. And I know that the unique frequency of it is 1 and 4. So 1 is all about new beginnings, and 4 is your heart matter, is laying a new foundation of something. And what I felt then, and it might just be that I've got some new information about what 14 now is expanding into. And that is that I feel the gentleness around 14. I don't even feel whether it's masculine or feminine. I just feel the gentleness of it. I feel the gorgeousness of it. I feel the softness, the caring, the empathy, I can't yell when I'm feeling this energy around the 14. I can't yell. I have to soften myself a bit. I have to allow for the softer energy to be around. It feels very motherly. It feels very caring. 100% support. It's like nurturing. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I feel like this is the next step. And I always joke about it because it's like, it sounds like you can't count. 14 comes after 13. It's like the normal, then logical step into the next energy. Like we're moving away from the divine feminine in 13 and stepping into the 14. Is this the real truth? Is this the real case? I don't know. I'm just saying what I'm receiving, and 14 has come up like this over and over again. And now I felt so good to move into 14 cards for you to look at, for you to reset, go back to the blueprint, which is now nowhere near going back, but it's like stripping away everything that's been put upon you. Whatever sort of mom and dad situation, mom and mom, dad, missing mom, raised by your aunt or grandma or dog or whatever your situation has been, with what you've seen that love should be, is probably not what love should be. And so it's like, how worthy do you feel? And if you're not feeling worthy, that's the type of stuff that we're now letting go of, because you're worthy just by being born. And so going back to the blueprint, and there's also something with the blue. Don't fully understand what that is, but the blue has just kept coming up. I am very blue myself. I'm very blue. I've always felt very blue. Just the frequency of blue is just very appealing to me. If I am a color, I am blue. But there's something lately that has added a layer to it with the blue there for some reason. There's something that comes up around the grid, around the earth. There's a lot of things around the blue. So I think there's something to it that we're going back to the blueprint. But also understanding that the blueprint probably will never be the same again, because we're expanding. We're ever growing and expanding always. So it's to come into your understanding of worthiness, is to walking into the light, letting go of the shadow stuff, as much as you want, of course. You don't do this if you don't want to. Don't feel forced to go in there. Just sit silently as much as you can and just watch the images. Don't maybe even read the words. It's going to be mirrored anyway. Just sit with the images and see what it does with you. And then at the end of that, I'm not going to say anything. If you feel drawn, then I'm going to go into the extended and then use the same deck. Maybe not the same cards, but the same deck. And then take it from that new place and see what I can find from there. If you feel like you're drawn to that, then the link is going to be in the description box. And I'm not going to say anything about it. So at the very end, it's like just a buy, and then I'm going to click you away without saying anything. But I'm going to start with saying something. So it's almost like a before, and then we're quiet, and then an after, in a way. So around Taurus. And I also want to say, there's so much lately about moving away from your own sign. And I don't say that you're going to move away from your sign. I'm just saying elaborate around, even though you were born Taurus, you were born on it's a very specific frequency in a very specific time in a specific location that has specific 100% meaning. But who you are today and what you were coming in is, you can't compare the two, or 100, or how many versions of yourself that you are. And so if you start, like, if you let you resonate more with another sign, you don't even have it in your chart. It doesn't matter. If you're resonating with that, you should go there. Just instead of thinking, I am Taurus, or I have this in my moon sign, or I have this as a rising or ascendant, as I would say in Swedish, or whatever this is. It's like the message is where the message is to be found. And I get it that if you keep coming back for Taurus, your inner being knows that you're going to go listen to Taurus, so you're going to be directed to the places where your message is to be found in the Taurus reading. But it's so much more fun if you just spread it out and you allow yourself to be everything that you can be, where you're so much more than just Taurus sun or Taurus moon or whatever. So with that said, Taurus, or anyone else that is drawn to this reading, what do we want to say from this new frequency place, new love, using the Archangel Power Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue. It is beautiful that we're in the 7-7 today also, because it's like a ending, but it's also the beginning. It's like we put the ingredients in the cake. I know you heard the cake story a million times now, but you put the ingredients together in this cake and you put it in the oven, and you're even past the waiting game, and now you take the cake out. It's time to eat it. It's time to reap the rewards. Everything has started to show you that it's coming in now. That's 7, and then we have a 7 month. So everything is all about reaping the rewards this whole month, this whole July. And here comes my birthday on the table. 8 and 11. 7, 12, 4, and 6. Wow. So let's do the 8 and 11 first. This is quite interesting. So because it comes out like that, I have to say that. So because I saw it as my birthday, because 8 is my birthday month, which is August, and then I'm born on the 11th. So, and then we even have the infinity sign in the 11th card. So there's something around August, and there might even be something around my birthday. And you can also just strongly be connected in with the Leo, or just feel like I can't even say that anymore. Maybe you have strong Leo in your chart, or you're just drawn to Leo. You just feel more drawn to Leo somehow, some way. And then there's also a lot of Libra here, a lot of Libra energy. So you're going to look at these in a minute. So what I want to say about this is just that there's a lot of justice is being made in your life right now. Whatever you put out, because we have the figure 8 there, the infinity sign twice. So whatever you sent out is going to come back. Whatever you sent out is going to come back. And you're in that cycle now. You reached that light. And we're talking about higher. Yes, it's all about love, but this is your potential. This is where you can reach, where you can go. So this is how it comes out. We have, and the camera reverses the images, so it's being mirrored, which is also part of the message that it's mirrored. So we have an 8 there, and we have the 11. It's the strength, and we have the lion. We also have the lion, like the sign of the lion. It's like a rune because it sits in the stone here. It sits like the sign in the stone there, so it's like a rune as well for some reason. But the Justice card, the Libra feeling here, is all about how it's been. This is almost like it shows how imbalanced. And I'm not even going to go into I'm going to set it completely free to whatever you want to put into this. So I'm not even going to sort of take the perspective of single, take the perspective of separated or in a committed relationship. I'm just going to take it from the perspective of higher frequency love, and you do with that what you will. I just feel like whatever you put out love-wise, whatever you're given in terms of love, Taurus, I can't say it any other way. It's been so screwy. It's been so imbalanced, what you've sent out and what you then have not received back. It so outweighs what you've given to what you've gotten back. And this is now gonna even out. Where for some reason with the 8 and 11, that comes out together. So, excuse me. It's like we're stepping into this portal, this newfound place, energy place. And what you've sent out is now coming back. What you sent out is now coming back. And we have the infinity sign that this bird, and I can't help these birds and a crow. And I said this to Aries, it's so interesting because I just realized as I was doing the Aries reading that, oh my goodness, so many years ago, I was hosting this, I had this like workshop or retreat or whatever, and the intention for it was like to connect in with your soulmate. And for that very event, I went out to buy myself some clothes for some reason, which I sort of never do. But I went out to get this dress, and this dress was covered like with this just ginormous crow on the front and this ginormous crow on the back. And first I was like, is that a bit is that a bit death-like to sort of walk in with this? It felt a bit, I don't know what it represented to have it like in a love, in a soulmate connection workshop. It just felt a bit strange, but I loved it. I just adored that dress. And I later on I gave it away to one of my sisters. And today it's like now the crow has appeared again. And I'm so like, it's like the crow is taking on what do you say? Tar vid in Swedish. The crow is picking up where the peacock is sort of fading out. And it's sort of like looking at the crow in a different light as well. And I've gotten some comments about how the crow is representing death. But if it's representing death, it's also representing life. And I even would say new life. So the birds are definitely there. The birds are there to help in this love story, in this heightened love story, in this higher frequency love. There's going to be a balancing out for you, Taurus, or whoever is drawn to this reading, with the justice and the strength, with the infinity and stepping into this new gorgeous, like it's just very solid, resting, powerful strength, the lion. But there is in no hurry, there's no manipulation, just because it's in so much power and so much strength. It just sees it for what it is. And so it's like it's being leveling out. And it's gonna return to you now what you sort of almost, it's like you almost practiced for your entire life up until this point. You really prepared yourself for this. I'm sort of intrigued if this is something for myself with the 8-11 there. I'm just gonna have to wait and see. And then we have sevens again there. So we have 777, if you will, 7 of Gabriel. So this is Pegasus to me. This is like, and there's like the image of the bird again. Huge bird in the sky that's like sort of made out of clouds. How it's just flying there next to you. And we have Pegasus with a like angel bird wings. It's a completion, and we're up above. It's like we're in the higher frequencies now. We're in different or new colors. With a newfound, I just feel like this delicious new place. The connecting in, like if Tantra is sort of the next level around sex, I think this even is higher. It's like the connecting in, if you're in the light with another light being, it's like just really profound and beautiful. Then we have 12. It's like we're 12, 4, and 6. So we have 12, which is the I talked about it. I usually never talk about 12 as the masculine and 13 as the feminine in my readings. I don't really know why. I just haven't been drawn to do that. I just sort of focus on what it's just number 19 that I keep saying this Prince of Heaven. But every other number, I just stay true to the unique frequency of it. But here it says 12 and it says perspective. And I understand that this is the Hanged Man in the traditional tarot. I don't know what that means. So maybe that means something for you guys. But it's like, it just shows you that there's going to be a better way. There's going to be... This is going to be you choosing something different. You've already received the light. Like you've already... Because there's like a halo around your head. This is you sort of hanging upside down with your wings. And it's just shown in a... It's like it's a circus tent. And it's almost like, yeah, and circus for me in this very instance is like, it's not fun. There's circus, like the chaos that has been going on. And I don't think that's just for you, Taurus. I think just as a collective, or what we call love, it's almost childish to call it love, what we've been doing. Because it's like, it's just been a big circus. And I'm thinking about that. I love that song. I've even recorded that song. That's how much I love it. Joni Mitchell's Both Sides Now. Wait, is she singing about a circus? I don't know where I'm getting this from now. I looked at love from both sides now. And it's still an illusion. And it is. But you're choosing something completely different now. You have a completely different perspective. It's like we're looking at it from another direction now. We're stepping away from the masculine at number 12. We're coming into then it's so interesting because we have here like almost like the progress of the masculine, because we have like 12, the Hanged Man, the masculine, going into the Emperor, which is sort of a step in the right direction. It's number 4. It's like, okay, let's step into the heart. Let's lay a new foundation around this. But it's still like we move away from it, and we're stepping into this number 6. And 6 for me with the complete healing. The healing of the inner child, the healing of going back to the blueprint again, with the Raphael there, and the healing of it's just becoming whole. Your heart is becoming whole. The 6 represents you connecting with your inner being, with your higher self. So it's like almost like a process there, or a progress there of the masculine somehow, some way. I just want to draw one more card here. Can you just see how many... Look at how many purple borders we have here. Justice, Strength, 11, 8. 12 with a perspective, Hangman, whatever. The Emperor, number 4. With a purple border, which speaks about the spiritual border, which is like the enlightenment for you. And then into the green, the wholeness of everything, the heart energy center. With the 7, like a completion. It's like a completion for your sacral chakra. I think a lot of healing is going to take place sexually for a lot of, definitely, first and foremost, women. If there's some women that even haven't felt like having sex, me including, it's like it's gonna be completely thrown off. Like there's healing taking place around the sacral chakra. So if there's been blockages in your creativity as well, like maybe not fully sort of coming out with certain things that you've been wanting to create, that's also going to sort of skyrocket now. Okay, I don't want a final card there. I want to go straight into these. So I'm just going to start to shuffle these beautiful mystical wisdom. Where we have the peacock and the unicorn that for me represents the soulmate connection, and the peacock that seems to move up now to the crow. So for the highest possible love, the new frequency love for Taurus, we want 14 cards. I'm going to shuffle for a while and let's see how many cards that comes out, and I'm going to pull the rest. Highest frequency. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. Highest frequency love. Ooh, that's a lot. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was counting in Swedish. I feel like I'm gonna continue to shuffle. I think that was more than 14. That's 14, and then we have a 15th card there. I don't know why. So I'm gonna show you the 15th card at the very end, but know that that's the 15th card. Aries did not get this. Okay, so I'm just gonna be quiet now, and I'm gonna show you the images. Just look at them and don't care too much about the text. And at the very end, I'm just gonna say bye-bye. Not say it, but wave to you. So I'm not gonna talk anymore after I start to show you the cards. And just very short, just feel into them. So if there's noise, maybe you want to pause the video for a bit, and if there's noise around you, to sort of block that out or put earphones on or something, and to just be still in the moment and just absorb just see what you see, and let whatever emotion that wants to come up. And if you're then drawn to the extended, then the link is in the description box. So I'm going to say bye right now. So here we go.